How you doing? This is Hybridsteel. Thank you very much for joining me in today's Hydroneer video. So, as you know, I've been part of the Hydroneer community for some time. I've also been in the Discord where people talk about the game and how to do this, that and the other. And I've spoken to people who don't realise that if you put 100% worth of pressure into the back of a harvester, you will get bigger rewards from a Goliath drill. So today, I'm actually here to show you this in motion. Okay, and the reason why is because I feel that people underestimate the power of what you're supposed to be doing. So, the basic setup. I have 100% worth of water pressure going into the back of a Goliath to make it fire faster. I also have the automatic David, so when it hits into the floor, big ball of dirt, drill comes down, drill fires onto conveyor belt. I'm not going for optimization, I'm here just to show you the pressure and how this changes throughout the time. So, this is what we're going to do. I had to set all this up just to show you it's all good and just to prove all good. So as you can see, the water is dripping and we're at 0% pressure. There is no pressure in this pipe at all. So when I hook this up to my piping, so we're running at basically 0. Alright? 0 power going into the harvester. It's on 0. There's nothing else about it, and I'm going to be honest, that looks a little bit odd. So let me just put a block on. There you go. Ah, the world is restored. So if I turn this on, okay, I know. In order to have everything working, it has to have some pressure behind it. So when we say 0 pressure, we really do mean just 1% pressure. Because the game is orientated where you have to have at least 1% pressure running through the pipes in order for things to slowly work. So 1%, which is why I call it 0, because there is nothing else. It's just the code telling the game there's water in the pipe and it has to move. Alright, back to the monkey. It's all good. There you go. So I'm going to let the drill go through. We'll let it do a cycle and then I'll show you what's going to come out of the hole. This is why I set David's up like this. Alright, so the bedrock actually stops it shooting elsewhere and the drill just lands on. The reason why there's a space here is, number one, you got to put the pressure in, but number two, that spits out that far and it's all good. And there we go, that's being broken down. Doesn't matter how big these come out as. Okay, as you can see, with no pressure whatsoever, the harvester breaks down into basically upper dirt. Right, you're not getting anything better out of this. So now we're running at 25% worth of pressure. So that's what one pressure chamber will do to you. 25%. Okay, cool. Now we're up to 75% worth of pressure. Now 75% isn't bad, and I'm going to be honest, I've run builds before at 75%. The profit isn't too bad, but you only need one more pressure tank just to push it to that 100, and then you've got like lots of reward coming out. Now the reason why this is sort of simplicity stuff, I didn't think that making this video would be worth it, because after you start seeing like other guides, a bit to pieces for Hydroneer, you sort of realise that 100% worth of pressure is literally the way to go, and it helps all the time. Last one, 100%. Now, one like continuing factor you have to take into consideration when all this is that this is an experiment, that it's not going to be 100% correct. The reason why is because obviously you've got different variables like shards, then you've got cloutium, then you've got other bits and pieces that can come out. Like you'll get more from certain, you'll get more randomly, and it just comes down to what you're going to find. You're going to find more gems in one, more gold in another, more iron. And all these are different. I'm just going to show you the different sizes and what they're actually sort of like capable of. So now we're running at a pure 100% worth of pressure. And there we go. That's coming out now. So let me just stand here so I can listen. So what we have done is we've put 25% of pressure for every single time the Goliath fired. Now the reason why we did this basically was the 100% that went into the Goliath was to speed up the process of Goliath drilling, because you put 100% in the back, it takes 28 seconds to go through the Goliath cycle instead of like 35, I think it is. Now we put 25% into the harvester to start with, and then we up that to 100% all the way through. What you're about to see is how much each bucket is worth after that. But it's not really that important. The reason why is because we go on a lot of variables. We might have more gold in one bucket, we might have more cloutium in one bucket. It comes down to what you get in your buckets is depending on how much it's worth. What this experiment is for is all about the size of the nugget. It doesn't matter if it's metal, cloutium, shard or anything. It's depending on the size, and how much pressure actually dictates the size of your reward. Okay? Back to the monkey. Alright, so if this is going to go by anything, first bucket was only worth 34 gold, right? And that is 0% worth of pressure. That is like small rewards. You might as well just get a ram drill at that point. This is how you upgrade. Alright? There we're up to 119. That was 25% worth of pressure. Okay? So 25%, you can see the instant upgrade from 34 to 119. Now, when it comes to 50% worth of pressure, as you can see, we actually got more gold in this run, so it's actually going to be worth more, which is good. If you look at the size comparison between 25% and a 50% nugget, it's 75%. As you can see, we actually got a lot of like metal in this. We didn't get, well, we got iron. We didn't really get any gold, and that's the reason why it's less. But if you compare the size of a 50% to a 75%, you can see the difference in pressure on this one, which is a big thing. And then we go into the giant. This is 100% worth of pressure. Now, that's 100. That's just the reason why you size up. So when you go from like one nugget to another, like 25, you got 0%, and this nugget is going to be worth 10 gold. At 25%, the nugget is worth 32. So you get that tiny bit of extra profit by just putting in that 25% worth of pressure. So if you're just starting out and you want to make that extra bit of cash, but you don't really have a lot of money to start, even just putting one pressure tank into the back of a harvester works wonders. Now, like I said, when it comes to a ram drill, you don't need to put pressure into the back of a harvester for a ram drill, because ram drills just get this sort of reward all the time. What I'm getting at is that it doesn't really matter when it comes to a ram drill. You're getting top level reward. There's a layer of stoppage. So when it comes to a Goliath drill, they are more regulated by where they're digging the dirt from. So we're digging from the bottom of South Oak, which isn't as deep as mildew, but still the same sort of principles. If you're digging from bedrock, this dirt would be richer. In order to take proper sort of like action over that, you need to put pressure into the back of the harvester to make it 100%. Now, obviously, if you're using a powered system, you just take one of these things and then just whack it in the back of it and then wire it all up and it's all good. But you do need to be doing 100% worth of pressure just to do this sort of thing. Okay? So I hope this video has been helpful. I really do hope it, because at the end of the day, this is showing you why getting 100% worth of pressure is the best way forward. But yeah, like I said, even if right at the beginning, if you're just strapped for cash, just giving the harvester what, like 25% is good enough. You're making an extra 22 per gold, and when it comes to 100, so you go. This is the difference from that one to that one. But those three weights alone are not comparable to 100% worth of pressure. So thank you very much for joining me. This has been Hybridsteel. If you have liked this video, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe and notification button below for all other updates. When 2.0 comes out, I will be ripping this game apart once again to go through all of this sort of stuff, all the experimentation sort of stuff, and guides and tutorials and everything else. But I'm not sure when 2.0 comes out. I'm just going to be covering the updates and trying to do little videos like this just to make you guys more aware, the newer players. If you're new to Hydroneer, let me know down in the comment section. I'd love to hear your thoughts of why you bought the game. Is it something you're interested in? Were you inspired by either me or a different creator to come and play it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So thank you very much for kicking by. I'll see you all later. I want to say peace out, have fun, enjoy everything you guys do. Happy Hydroneer to all of you. Boom. Fist bump to you.